and leading from this place, there are four sort of tunnels that lead off in different directions. Three of them going up, and one of them going down. Other than that, it's just an empty room with you guys in it.
Can I try to pick away at the stuff growing on me?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, the guy's gonna like rip it off and just be like, that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, it's definitely very painful. Immediately painful.
I have an idea as far as that stuff's concerned, Lloyd.
Mm-hmm.
So my one esotery is called fetch. I can cause an object to disappear and reappear in my hands or somewhere else nearby. All it has to do is be able to fit inside a 5-foot cube. So could I not just start making this stuff disappear off my body and reappear elsewhere?
Potentially. You might get rid of the scars that have appeared, or the tumors.
Yeah, the whatever the hell this new thing is that's growing on me.
You gonna teleport out a pile of tumors?
Yeah, dude. Seems like as good a plan as any. So I'm gonna try to do that, man. I'll spend the 3 intellect.
Okay, so you remove one of these tumors, pulls out a good chunk of your arm in the process, and you splat it somewhere else. Yeah, it hurts. Let's say it's 2 points of my damage that you take.
Okay, what is it? I wanna approach it and check it out.
So it's kind of like
intently.
Yeah, it's kind of like it looks like a blister, metallic blister, and on the inside there are like these really, really thin sort of lines that were in your skin. Looking in the wound, you can see traces of metallic stuff in there.
Now, would I notice anything else with sees the unseen? I can perceive creatures or objects that are normally invisible, out of phase, only partially in this universe. Does that yield any other information?
It's related to the Iron Wind. You can tell that it's nanites, and lots of them just kind of swarming. Like the little lines and stuff are, almost invisible to the eye. But I guess if you see beyond, you'll see like a string of nanites pretty much connected from your wound to where you teleported the thing to.
Son of a bitch.
Well, I'm going to jump up and kneel down and start looking at the floor and speak out to you guys and say, I don't know who you are, I don't know why we're here, but I'm going to kill this Omegan fucker. And I start looking for tracks because my vengeful descriptor lets me have proficiency in finding them. So I'm trained. Give you a roll?
Mm-hmm.
I'll use effort as well.
Okay.
And will that come off of intellect?
Yes.
Alright. Nice. So that's going to be a 15.
Okay. So a couple of tracks leading away from this room. There's one set leading up. So if you can imagine, there's kind of 4 tunnels. The one that's on your left leading up, there's tracks going that way. But other than that, there's like a very vague sort of disturbance of dust and stuff in the one of the other directions, but it doesn't look like anything I can walk there.
How big are the tracks going up? If I was to guess based on like the size of the foot.
Yeah, they're like a human's feet.
Like a small petite human, because I'm imagining this guy's a pretty big bitch.
No, like a normal sized man.
Normal sized man? Yeah, that's not him. Let's go. So I'm looking at the dust and I go, yeah, nah. Whatever left those tracks, they would have just killed us or offed us. This guy's a real sicko. And I point at the trail going the other way, the dust disturbance.
Are the hallways lit, or is it dark? Are these like tunnels, or...?
It's lit, yeah. It's all kind of in this blue sort of hue. And the place is of this kind of porous blue rock.
Alright, I'd probably just... if I see... He said you're pointing in a specific direction, like you see disturbed dust and stuff?
Yeah, I'm guessing like something scraped dust across the ground maybe. It doesn't look like tracks, but something was like dragged or slithered.
I'd probably say
Maybe
that's
something covering its tracks.
it's as good a lead as we have right now. So I say we go check it out. And I just basically get up and I start making my way down that hallway.
Okay. So you head up this corridor for a little bit of time. It's pretty tight. It's like room. You have to walk single file pretty much at this stage. It opens up into a room similar to the one that you just woke up in. And again, it's mostly empty, but in the middle of the room there's a pedestal with an odd kind of glass container. It looks like alchemical container. And inside there's just a tiny little bit of liquid that's kind of amber in color.
I pick up the container. I see if I can do an identify roll as like a Numenera skill.
Yeah, Numenera check would be the thing to do.
I will do that. And I will not do that. I rolled a 4.
All right, yeah, it's some kind of, I mean, it looks like alcohol. It's kind of that kind of ambery sort of whiskey color.
Oh, maybe nobody's going to be around to find out what this thing does. Did anybody else go here with me, or I'm alone at this point, right?
I'm probably
sure.
following a little bit behind you. You'd have some time by yourself though.
Okay. How impulsive am I? Is the question.
Oh, you're impulsive?
Yes, that's why I just ran down the hallway.
All right, you're gonna drink it. This is a GM.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'll take the intrusion. Sure. Bring it.
So yeah, you get an XP and you drink the bad boy.
I don't need you to tell me to drink it.
All right, let's.
Where's
So we'll give it a little sippy sip and see what happens.
Where's the other XP go?
That's a good question. Let's give it to our vengeful friend for now because he's right behind me, and maybe I might need that XP to bail me out of some trouble in a minute.
All right, just give me 1 second here. I gotta find this list.
Lists are always good.
Yeah, right, definitely. I'm gonna need you to roll 3 percentiles.
Oh, all right, 3. Rock on. First roll, 18. Second roll, 88. Third roll, 0-1. That's also a good sign.
Okay.
0-1 on percentage, always a good thing.
You get like a sort of almondy whiff off this thing, and you drink it down, and it's actually pretty delicious. And then your body starts to like quiver and shake, and you fall on the ground. And so, what were the numbers? We had 1.
It had a 1, 18, and 88.
Okay.
Did I roll a new character?
No, you're fine. So you start screaming in pain as your body starts to contort, and as you scream, a second mouth opens where your chin is. So you have an extra mouth.
Okay.
You can use it to bite for 3 points of damage. 18 was the next one, which
Yeah.
your arms, one of them, your left arm, begins to wag and crazy and kind of melt together. You hear your bones crack and then melt away. And you now have tendrils that are 6 feet long on your left arm.
Tendrils, plural?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then 88 was the last one, right?
Yeah? Sorry I didn't save you any, guys.
It's probably for the best.
Marmalade, Lloyd, marmalade.
Okay, so that's boring, so I'll pick a better one.
The one thing I forgot to do was to pour it into my oddity so it would have been warm when I drank it.
Okay, yeah. Well, at least, I mean, it did taste good for a moment.
I'm sure it still does, and I got 2 mouths to drink with now.
So finally then, as you're screaming, a third eye opens up on your left cheek, but it just hangs there kind of slightly out of the socket, limp, and that's going to decrease or increase the difficulty of pleasant social interactions.
Like, don't worry, man. All the cool kids have 3 eyes.
All right, so Richter, you'll walk into this room and see him spasming on the ground. His arm kind of rips apart and turns into all these tentacles. He's got a second mouth where his chin was, and he's got this weird eye hanging from his face.
So what goes through my mind is the first thing I see is the mouth. I go, oh, another mouth. Better to curse Omegon with. And I see a third eye, and I go, another eye. Better to see the pain we'll inflict on him. And then I see the tentacles, and I go, Oh.
You're on your own on that one, dude. Yeah.
I just like drop down and I go, "Oh no, my friend, what's happened?"
I'm probably just lying. I'm probably still screaming and generally
Yeah, I mean,
unhappy. So
it
I
definitely
guess
hurt a
the
lot.
answer to your question is probably a something along those lines.
So yeah, I'll be like trying to hold you down while you're spasming. Does it hurt? Does it hurt?
The screaming doesn't give it away.
Is
A
it
little
like
moment of
is it like
lucidity.
shock? Is it like bone breaking screaming? Is it like shock screaming? Like what's the screaming like? Give me a sample, man.
But my girlfriend's in the other room. I can't give you a full sample, otherwise I'm not gonna. I'll be sleeping in here tonight. But yeah, there's some bone breaking screaming. You might even hear the last of the bones breaking as my arm turns into tendrils. You have a couple of little tendrils like slapping you in the face as I'm going, and
Stay still, my friend. I have something to help. And I pull out my chemical factory and I give it to him.
Okay. All right. So this is a pill. I don't know. You gonna take it?
impulsive, right?
It's medicine, my friend. It'll help. Take it.
There's a chance that this results in more mutations. Just so you know. Let's roll a percentile and see what happens.
So, trying to wedge my third eye back into my cheek with my set of new tendrils, I'll probably grab the pill, like probably not even thinking it, and pop it.
Okay.
86.
86.
Yeah, this is gonna be. Yeah.
Let's see here. It's probably a good thing. High numbers are good.
What's the worst that could happen?
86. Okay, so
I think it's already been pretty bad. I don't know.
you're
Just the eye thing is a bit of a problem, but like a little, pouch/eye patch will take care of that.
your intellect edge increases by 1 for 1 hour.
Oh, all right.
Pretty good.
So I'll have an hour to really consider how horrible my situation is.
Yeah.
My character just walks in and she's like, "You know what this reminds me of? My first anime!"
As long as it's not hentai, don't get any ideas.
Is there a difference?
I will get up and dramatically walk to the wall and slam my white dueling glove on it. Drats! The albino! He's done it again because I blame everything on the albino.
All right, so you now have a freaky mutant in tow, but this room has one other exit, or you can go back the way you came.
Do I see the trail continue?
Very faintly, yeah.
And it goes through the other exit?
Mhm.
Okay.
All
And
right.
I'll just say,
Onward!
Megan has went this way.
So, God, that's hilarious. So you continue on through another tight little corridor, and it opens up into quite a small little room. And in this room, there's a man standing there, in place, like he's locked there. And you see that the entire right half of his body, from his leg all the way up his body, his arm, which is stuck in a sort of like cursing the sky position, and his left half of his face is entirely silver and unmoving. And the other half of him is just looking dejected and totally defeated.
I know how you
I
feel.
go down. I go down hallway number 3. By the way, Lloyd.
You go down hallway number 3. Okay. All right, we'll do that in a sec. So yeah, you see this guy, and he's half silver, and he's stuck there. Like half of his body is able to move, but the other half is totally not.
I guess I'll walk up to him, kind of poke at him a little bit with the tentacly bits. Is he reacting at all to it?
Yeah. What? Do not touch me.
I kind of just sit there and, well, what happened to you?
What's happening to you?
You drank it too, huh?
No. Oh my God, that fucker. He injected me with his disease, and this is what happened to me.
You were in the same boat as us?
Yes.
And you only made it 2 rooms away? Your incompetence is as legendary as Omegon's.
I have given up. What hope is there for me? I'm just a man. I'm not a hero. I don't have any skills. I was brought here and infected. But I don't care. I'm done. This hurts. I want to die. Eventually this will take over and I won't have to worry about it anymore.
Would you like me to take care of that for you? I can hurry it up right now.
Hmm.
Not quite that eager to die.
You can find a way out. Omegon has a device.
What kind of device?
I saw it before I came here. It's a portal, like a looking glass. He uses it to move people. When I was searching, I would be walking one place and then instantaneously I would appear in another part of the obelisk.
How large is it?
It's very large. It's not movable. It's in his sanctum, if you can find that.
I guess you have no idea where that is.
You see a light kind of glaze over a bit. Why should I care?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna pull off my white leather glove and walk over to him since he can't move and smack him across the face with it on his human side. So you're resigned to your death then? Disgusting!
I am. I've been here long enough. I can't take this anymore.
And what if I were to tell you we'll get out of here, and if you aid us, maybe we can find a way to reverse this?
I don't have any faith in you. Stumbling around here like idiots. Slapping
At least
on
at least I can stumble. And I'll make a note to like move around and look at him like he's a piece of furniture.
Your manners are somewhat lacking.
It's not my manners that will save you. It is my neck for survival.
Very well. I do know one thing. There is a room with a woman suspended in a jar. She knows how to manipulate this looking glass. She will be able to show you how to stop this thing. I attempted it myself, but oh my god, sent me away.
Silverman, what threats might we find in these cabins? What have you run into?
Well, there's the grinder of infinity. There's the hypercube.
Love those.
Oh yes, there are those silver blobs. I think there were people once. They'll try to absorb you. And Omegon, he's powerful in his own way.
Is he a warrior?
No.
Interesting.
Alright, so which way? Up? Down?
Do whatever you want.
Alright.
Is there another door in the room that we didn't go through to get in?
Yeah.
So I'll go back to ignoring him like he's a piece of furniture and turn to my 2 comrades. Well, what's your fancy?
Are there any other doors in this room? Like besides the one
Yeah,
that came
so
through?
there's one you came in through and there's 2 others.
Okay. We could always split up more than we already have.
This is a
I
bad
think that is
idea.
really the best. No, of course it's the best idea. I only come up with good ideas. Come
No,
on.
that Malox that left us is a fool, and she will die, and she deserves it.
Fine, have it your way. Pick a door.
All right, so we'll go to Heath for a second. So you went to door number 3, you said, Heath, yeah?
Yep, whatever that one is.
All right, so you go down this long corridor, it kind of winds around, and eventually you'll come into this relatively large room, and in the middle there's a 9-foot cube floating in the middle of the chamber, about 3 foot off the ground. And each of the sides, they open into like an interior space that isn't the same on any side. Looks like it's like a portal or something. It's just like it just opens up into this room, but they're all different rooms on each side of the cube. And inside there's a bunch of Numenera devices, and each one, they all look like kind of like libraries or studies or something like that, or laboratories or whatever. But they all have these Numenera devices inside.
Okay, so do I notice anything out of the ordinary with my ability to see the unseen? Which is invisible, out of phase, or only partially in this universe things?
And no, none of those. Like, you definitely feel like these are other like extra dimensional spaces.
Okay. I feel like I should examine this and try to discern its nature with, you know, inspecting Numenera. Is that all right?
Of the cube itself?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Mm. I want to close my third eye when I do this to and adopt my human guise, which for some reason gives me a cognitive boost and gives me training in all tasks requiring knowledge, memory, or lore.
Okay.
So that should give me an asset.
Yep, it will.
So 4 with training in an asset.
So that's like a 9, basically.
12. It'd be a level 6 task if I would succeed on with a 4.
Really?
Yeah, because you multiply the dice roll by 3, and then an asset basically reduces the difficulty, or you could look at them as +3 modifiers. So I got
I
got an 18.
I thought that an asset only gave you a +1 to the roll.
Right. So an asset will reduce the difficulty of a given task, or you could look at it as a +3 bonus because.
No. I mean, it just gives you a +1 like a D&D modifier, not an entire step.
No, it's a step.
I thought it was an asset too, but I'm still trying to figure out level 6 because 4
you
would
don't
only be a
multiply
level
the
1
dice.
success plus an asset plus a skill. It's
Right.
3.
9,
That's
right?
yeah. You get a level 3, not a level 6.
Yeah, you don't multiply the dice.
That's the difficulty.
Right.
No, you
but
multiply the difficulty level
your
by.
result is 4.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so wait, you can succeed on level 3 task, not 6.
Yeah,
So
my bad.
you have the 3, and then another step, and another step would be 9.
Yeah.
Or 10, I guess, but yeah, 9. Okay, so this is a very powerful Numenera device, probably not functioning properly. You feel like there's things here that could be unlocked if you spent more time with it, if you like worked very, very difficult work, but if you worked on it, you might be able to figure something out with it. But yeah, it's definitely a pathway to other dimensions, it looks like.
So I'm going to reach inside my long, large voluminous sleeves that are just draping in this this black and gold trimmed robe that I'm wearing and pull out just a random knickknack, perhaps a bead or something, and toss it into the closest uh, portal or gateway, and try to observe it and see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, it goes through. There's kind of a brief disconnect as it hits the front, but then it does kind of go as if it's going through like a thin layer of water, and then it hits the inside of the room and lands there.
And what room was this?
This is one of the studies. It's kind of lots of wood. Looks like it smells musky.
I'll repeat the process on all the rooms then and see if any of them yield different results.
Okay. Yeah, similar results in every room. There's no one in any of the rooms. Nothing kind of comes in or anything like that. And whatever you throw through just kind of hits a sort of brief sort of, I guess, membrane and then goes through the other side.
And is there any other doorways or whatnot in the room that I'm currently in also, where the
Yes, there
cube
is,
is
yeah.
located?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it open? Or closed?
It's not really a door. It's more of like it's all tunnels, so you can just walk through it.
Hmm. Out of curiosity, I'll move down the hallway just enough to perhaps see what's in the other room, but ultimately, my curiosity is very piqued with this cube.
Mhm. Okay, moving slightly further in the hallway, you have to walk quite a bit before you get to the next room. The hallway goes quite a bit on. Do you want to do that?
Um, yeah, yeah. I'll go check first, just to see what I'm surrounded by before I go jumping through gateways.
Okay. So you walk for quite a bit, maybe like 3 or 4 minutes, and the corridor kind of opens up and slopes upwards. Now the room is about 50 feet long, and sloped upwards, and it's empty apart from this large sphere, sort of glass sphere dangling from the ceiling, and it looks like it's filled with water, but at the bottom there's all these shins, just like
Mhm.
stuck in this glass sphere.
All right, so once more, the flesh begins to peel back on my forehead as the third eye opens up, and I close my other two, and really take a good look at this to see if I notice anything out of the ordinary with that as well. Not entering the room, just standing in the hallway, giving it a good look.
Hmm. So what is it you see? Invisible, other
Uh,
dimensional.
yeah, invisible things, out of phase things, and things that might not even be attached to this universe or reality.
Okay. No, it's mundane. It looks like it's. I mean, it's definitely part of this world. It's visible and it's in
Okay.
phase.
Well, I will turn on my heels then and begin heading back down into the cube room.
Okay.
Approach one of the sides that looks like the study.
Hmm.
Um, that I'm gonna guess had all the tomes or whatnot in it. Is that what's in
Yeah.
there? There's one that has a bunch of Numenera in it.
But
It looked like.
they all have lots of Numenera devices in them. But they're all different kinds of rooms that will contain them. So like some are labs, some are like libraries, some look like treasure troves, even whatever. But they're all lots of Numenera devices inside.
All right, I jump in the fourth side.
Okay. So you go through this membrane without any issue, and you land in this room, and it is a laboratory. Um, and all around you there are lots of Numenera devices, some of which you actually recognize to be like projectors and stuff like that. Um, and as soon as you land there, they all start to shake and they start to float, and then they begin to swirl around, gaining speed very, very quickly until it becomes quite dangerous for you. So now we'll go back to the other guys for a second. Um, So you had left the room with the man, and you went. Okay. Did you pick a door?
We didn't.
Not yet.
So it's kind of left or right, basically, or back the way again.
Let's go right.
Sounds good.
I kind of just shoot the weird silvery guy a look and just kind of, start making my way down the hallway.
Wave a bunch of tentacles at him.
Yeah.
Okay. So you continue a bit further to the right, and it's quite a long way before you hit another room. And this room, when you walk for, it's got to be 10 minutes through this thin little corridor. And you come into this room that has a slope, and at the end there's a glass container with a bunch of shins inside.
A bunch of what?
Shins is like coins in Numenera.
Oh.
Is the slope up or down?
It's down.
It's downward slope, okay.
Money.
So, all right, let me just make sure I'm getting this right, because I picked a really bad descriptor, I think. So, the floor is on a slant, and where is the container of coins or monies?
All right, so the room's about 50 foot long, and it slopes from where you are downwards. And the container is hanging from pretty much the center of the room. So about 25 feet away from you, 25 feet away from the other side. And yeah, it's like quite a large glass container with a bunch of shins inside, suspended in water, looks like.
How high up off the floor is it?
You can definitely reach it. It's not that high.
Are
Probably.
Are we at the top of the slope or the bottom of the slope?
You're at the top.
If I look directly up or behind me, do I see like a large boulder or something that's about to come rolling down?
No,
First
you do not.
instinct,
No.
call it a hunch. All right. I have an ability called telekinesis. So from where I am, I'm going to see if I can get a grab of the container and give it a tug.
Okay, sure, yeah. Do you have to use any sort of ability for that, or is it just a thing?
It's 2 points of intellect, but I have 2 points of edge. So at this point, it's just...
Yep. Perfect. So yeah, you tug on the what looks like a chain connecting it to the ceiling, and even the slightest bit of telekinetic tug will release it, and it goes down, and the glass container smashes, and the water inside stays in the spherical form and bounces, boing, 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 and hits the wall at the bottom and stays spherical. And then it kind of rotates around and begins rolling up the slope towards you guys.
Oh, that's probably bad.
Oh, hell no. I yell, "Get back!" And I light myself up, complete inferno from head to toe. Just flames roaring everywhere, and I'm going to shoot Onslaught at it.
Okay.
So here we go. I'll use, I'm going to use both effort. One of them to decrease the difficulty, one of them to do more damage if it hits.
Okay.
Crit.
Nice. Okay. So with the crit, you can choose a major effect, or you can do like 4 more damage, I think, right?
I want the major effect that I melt it to the slope so it can't move.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that sounds good to me. So Onslaught is 4 physical,
And
right?
plus an extra one because of my my
That's right.
halo.
Okay. So yeah, you blast the thing with fire, and the fire is almost white hot when it hits the blob, and the shins inside, which are rolling around the bottom, some of them begin to melt and fizzle onto the ground, and it tries to roll further, but you see it's like as if like chewing gum, it like gets stuck, and it's stuck there, kind of wobbling a little bit.
Not the money, no!
It's okay. We'll take more money from Omega and destroy it.
All right, so I guess we'll roll initiative. So you want to basically just roll d20?
Yep, I am trained in initiative as part of being impulsive. So
Okay.
I rolled a 16. Not bad.
Very nice.
So I hit a level 6.
17.
Okay.
15.
All right. All right. Michael, you were first.
All right. Probably just going to blast it with an onslaught since it seems to be working so far, right?
Yeah.
So, do I want to throw effort behind this or not? Nah. If I hit him, I'll pump some of the damage. So just all right. I roll a 4.
Okay. So the onslaught just whiffs past it.
Cool little wibble in the air from my telekinetic powers, completely whiff into the air.
Even though it's stationary, you somehow managed to miss. Zach, you're next.
Okay, I'll throw my boomerang at it. 14.
And you were trained with that, right? Yes, you are.
Sure. That's precision.
Yeah, precision. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So
And then
that
also pierce, which is +1 damage
yeah,
to
and you do
ranged. So,
2 extra with throwing, so you will do 5 damage to it. Very nice. Yeah. So it's weirdly it hits the water and it seems to like slice off a bit, and then it returns to you. So there's like this second like blob of like solid water on the ground next to it, as if you've cut off a piece.
yes.
All right, Richter, you're next.
All right, so I threw one with my right hand. Now I'm coming back around and throwing with my left. Another onslaught. I'm going to use 1 effort to decrease the difficulty.
Okay.
Fucking crit.
Nice.
Crit, dude. That's
Nice.
2 crits in a row. I'm going to have to start rolling on Dice Stream. I'm sorry, guys. This is swear shit.
Alright,
I'm never lucky either.
One of us has to hit. It's clearly not going to be me, so by all means, take it.
Okay, so again, you get the choice major effect or 4 extra damage.
Can my major effect have fire jump to the one next to it and melt that one to the ground, like the piece we just knocked off?
Sure, sounds reasonable. So again, this white hot flame, and this guy is clearly some sort of fire god, because every time he throws fire, it's just blasting huge gouts of flame. You're actually like trying to protect yourself from the heat. And yeah, the second blob, then when you hit it with that much fire, just fizzles and it's gone. Okay, and we'll do some damage to the main blob. All right. Then the monster will go, and it is going to. So it's stuck. The watery part is stuck to the shins, and you see it kind of stretch out like a watery tentacle up into the air, and it leaves there's like a ripping noise, like a, and it leaves a small bit of the water behind and begins to roll up the hill towards you, and a whack of water, like a slap of a watery tentacle, is going to come towards Zach. So I'm going to need you to roll a speed defense, please. So you just roll a d20.
Okay. I got 8.
Okay, you are trained in speed defense. I remember that. But it's still going to hit you. So you're going to take 5 points of damage. So you're going to take 5 away from your might pool.
Gotcha. So that puts me at 6.
Yeah, so it disconnects from the melted silver and begins to roll up, and this sort of watery tentacle slaps you right in the side of the head, and then it returns to the source of the blob. Michael, it's your turn again.
Okay. Second burst, same as the first. This time, do I want to spend effort or not? If I roll that bad, it's not going to matter. So just do a straight roll. And 17, so that's much better.
Okay. Yep, that's going to connect. Onslaught, you said, right?
Yeah, extra point of damage, and what the hell? Let's put a level of effort behind to hit for an extra couple damage. So it does like an extra 4, if I'm remembering correctly.
I'm not even sure. Do you know offhand, Andrew or Heath, if you apply effort?
I believe it's 4.
What was the
Normal at
question?
2 for A. It's 4 for normal, 2 for AOE. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
You
so
apply effort to do extra damage.
Yeah, you can apply effort to do 3 extra points of damage or lower the difficulty.
It's 3. Okay.
it's 3? Okay. All right, so
Okay.
it's damage total.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so that definitely hurt it. You smack it with its telekinetic force.
Because tentacles are my thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you kind of almost like pierce it with your telekinetic force, and a splat of water. It kind of shrinks down in size from that. Sorry, I just got a weird Google call there. All right, Zach, you're next.
Alright, I'm gonna throw the boomerang at it again. Make another mini bomb. 14 plus 2.
Yes. Okay, so that's going to hit. So go ahead and what is it? 4 damage?
5
5
damage.
damage. Yeah. Another 5. Okay, yeah. So again, you slice a bit off, and it's now reduced to basically a puddle. It's barely there, and we go back to Richter.
All right. Third onslaught. I'm not going to use any effort on this one. That's a 20. My hands.
Wow.
I don't know if you can see it from there. That blue
Wow.
dice. It's a fucking 20, dude.
Wow. All right.
The fucking stats on that. Like I do accounting for a living. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, very unlikely.
And your average
All right.
GM is like warming up his intrusions right now and just,
Yeah.
we're going to spend the rest of the game standing a good 10 feet behind you just in case.
All right. So you evaporate it like with just this blast of fire. It just. And let's say the major effect is you conveniently melt all the remaining silver into one large cube. All right, yeah, so that's taken care of. We'll go back to Heath for a sec.
It's
Sorry,
0.0125% chance of happening.
Wow.
Should have fucking played the lottery tonight. What am I doing?
Yeah. All right, so Heath, you have gone into this study, and the Numenera items have begun to spin wildly around you, getting closer and closer like a tornado. So I'm going to need you to make a speed defense.
Well, I fell into the room, right? So, like, looking up is like there a gateway, like leading back out.
Yeah. Have you got your eye open at the moment?
Yes.
Okay, you recognize one of these items that's spinning, to have a noticeable, tangible connection to the kind of blue stone that the obelisk is made of.
Is that right?
That's right. But I'm going to need you to make a speed defense.
All right. I am trained in speed defense, so go third eye. And shit. How much speed do I have? I might apply effort on this. Yeah, not a lot. I might as well. What else is going on? I don't want to fucking do with those speed numbers. All right, so effort and training, 17.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to avoid them somehow, for now. But they are speeding up and again getting closer.
Is there anything noticeable controlling them that I can tell either? You said the one has some kind of tangible connection. I'm going to use fetch. I want to use my nano fetch power and just make it appear in my hand. The one that's connected.
Yep, that's no problem. You can do that. So yeah, you can grab it.
What is it? What is it exactly? Anything
It's kind of like a short, looks like a scepter, but it's got like on one end um, a bunch of like thin metallic parts that you think would slot into something.
Okay. And the portal that I came through is like, up above me some distance.
Yeah, you could potentially jump out of it.
All right. So with that scepter in hand, I'm going to, as she customarily does, like kind of slide her hands, back into her sleeves. The scepter going with it to disappear in these large, belly, sleeves of hers, and then tilting her head back, I'm going to crouch slightly and then leap and use my other esoteric far step. So as long as I can go anywhere within long distance through a jump or hop, so long as I can see it. So I'm just going to hop straight up through that.
Okay, sure. So you hop up and you jump through, and you appear out, but it's not the room that you were in.
Mm-hmm.
It is the room that you started in, recognizably, and you slap from the ceiling basically onto the ground.
Oh,
All right. So the room that I woke up in.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You see the apparition appear again of who you know to be Omegon, and it appears and it says, "I'm your host. You can call me Omegon. As of this moment, you have 1 day at most before the Iron Wind arrives."
I walk and step straight through this thing, ignoring him entirely, and I'm going to go down another hallway. I've seen them go down, hallway X. I went down Y, so I'm going to approach Z at this point.
All right.
Also, with the see the unseen, you said this looks you said this looks tethered to the obelisk. Is there like an umbilical cord or something, arcing off of this that I can follow in a specific direction heading down any of these hallways?
Not quite. Let's do a roll and see.
Do you want like a perception or something?
Yeah, let's say perception.
All right, so I'm trained in that, and I can also get more training from being a Moloch, so essentially an asset. To apply effort. Where would the effort come out of? Intelligence?
Yeah, intellect. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll apply an effort through intellect to drop it down once more, so we're at 3 steps lower.
Yeah.
Soak up 2 of that with my edge. Big bucks, no whammy. 8.
Okay. So you can see a faint trail coming from the end of it, but it actually only extends about 10 feet and then fades away.
What direction is it leading? Any specific hallway?
You're currently standing, I thought, on the edge of the hallway Z, and it's going in that direction.
All right, then I will proceed in that direction.
Okay. So the rest of you guys, you have just defeated this blob monster, and you're standing in this room now with this brick of shins. It's probably worth about 50 shins.
I'm going to take my 1 action recovery roll.
Sure.
Okay.
Sorry, didn't realize my mic was off. I don't know why you had to melt the shins. This is what bothers me. You had to melt the money. So I'm going to pick up this. How heavy is this brick of, just molten metal thing?
It's not too bad. It's basically like you're lifting 50 coins.
Okay.
You can probably carry it without too much hassle.
Yeah, I'm assuming I don't really have a lot of gear type stuff, so I'm assuming I have some kind of a pack or
Sure,
something
yeah.
I can stick with it? Okay, so I'm just going to kind of just shoot Richter kind of a bit of a look and heave the brick of cash into my backpack and start limping towards the next door.
Richter will just say, "All yours, my payments in blood."
I want money. I don't listen to the white gloved man. We'll share
Come on,
later.
get a backbone. Savor your vengeance.
I don't care about vengeance. I would also like money. Both things are happy. Everything in moderation.
Money. That's just a polite way of asking for something. Just take what you want. And I slam my hand into the wall.
All right. So as you say that, you are suddenly gone, teleported to another part of the obelisk, and you can hear for a brief moment this like, and then you're teleported and you're in another room that you haven't been in before, and there are 4 vats with these orangey sort of liquid inside, but it's opaque so you can't see whatever is in there. But it's this kind of orangey glass anyway, filled with liquid.
Great.
That's
you
all 3
and
of
your
us, right?
thirst for vengeance have now gotten us lost. Good job.
Well,
I just look at the vats and then I turn and I look at our our curious as a cat friend and say, "Don't do it. Don't do it.
but that could be anything.
No, don't do it."
Is there like some kind of stick or the kind of debris I could use to kind of like poke what's in the vats, maybe?
You've got tentacles.
Well, I'm trying to do something not directly attached to me to start.
You have a staff too. You have a staff, right?
Has any of your curiosity gone well, even once? No. Why do you continue?
One mouth says yes, the other mouth says no. How's that?
Oh, great.
So yeah, I kind of go in. I'll take the edge of the staff, just kind of give it a little bit of a pokey poke, see if it does anything.
When he does that, I'm going to cast Shroud of Flame on myself, which is a buff.
Okay.
Just immediately. Not in the face.
So you kind of have to like climb up a little bit to see what's in them. They're quite large, but there are like kind of runged ladders leading up to the top. The thing is probably like 10 foot high.
Okay.
So climbing to the top, when you look in, you can see that there is a humanoid shape in that vat.
Oh. Hey guys, is someone in here?
Someone.
Does it look like a human?
Yeah, it looks like quite a heavily muscled human.
Face up,
let's just
face
poke
up,
it with
face
a
down.
stick.
Well, yeah, that's the plan. Yeah.
floating like it's lengthways, so he's floating like vertically.
Is it moving at all? Is it somehow just standing there?
Yeah, like in stasis almost.
All right. Well, I got the telekinesis. I don't have to directly touch it to poke him. So I kind of see if I can move him a little bit, see if he reacts at all.
He doesn't react.
I don't know if the thing is strong enough to necessarily pick him up out of the goop, but I can try to see if I can lift him up a little bit.
Sure. It's telekinesis, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say that's an intellect test.
All right, sure. I think the book said it was roughly the strength of a human, so.
Sure.
Rolling intellect, I hit a 9, so level 3. I don't think I have any skills directly related to it, so.
That's fine. So you managed to kind of lift up out of the goop this guy, and you kind of pull the head and shoulders clear, and he goes, and you can see that he's extremely pale, totally white-skinned, and he's just breathing like crazy. And he grabs the edge of the thing and starts to pull himself out. And when he does so, he has some sort of armor on, kind of silvery armor, and he kind of climbs and then falls onto the ground outside. He's breathing heavily, and he coughs up this big load of orange goop. And you see that he's got like a sword on either side of him, and Richter, you recognize him immediately to be an albino man a very large albino man, heavily muscled and heavily armed.
So I explode in flame. Flame gouts out of my head and just catches the ceiling on fire. Flame goes to both of the walls like it's a tornado of fire, and I just flash over to him. And you see my white glove go down and grab him by the collar. Well, 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 what do we have here? And I go to pick him up.
So he's still kind of coughing and sputtering. And then his eyes kind of stop being glazed and he focuses on you. And he just looks and he fucking headbutts you. So it gives a speed defense.
No, I won't use effort. 17 on the die.
Great, nice. So you managed to pull back just in time. So I guess it's initiative time.
He also, holding him, I think he takes 2 damage from my Shroud of Flame because he came into physical contact with my body.
Okay.
For the record, still up the ladder.
Yep.
I'm trained in initiative and I rolled a 12.
7.
I just want you guys to know the lowest roll I've rolled on a d20 with this dice is a 15.
Oh my goodness. What would we do without our curious friend? We'd get money and no harmful battles. It'd just be boring. He wasn't here to poke everything with a stick.
Exactly. I poke it, he burns it, you throw things at it. It's a system.
I like this.
What did you get? Did you say 7?
Yeah.
So this albino, finally shaken out of his stupor, his demeanor totally changes, and he just snaps into fight mode, seemingly. And with a bit of a flurry, he whips out these 2 swords and tries to slice at Richter, who's holding him. Then I need you to make 2 speed defense rolls.
One's a 12, one's a 3.
Okay, so he's going to hit you twice for 4 damage each.
Oof.
Okay, the first one does 1 damage, and the second one does 1 damage because I have 3 armor. He also takes 2 damage each time he hits me because of the damage shield from Shroud of Flame.
Okay, very nice.
So he takes a gash out of my arm, and I roll around the side of the vat, and like that scene from GoldenEye where you have Pierce Brosnan ducking down at the beginning, yelling in the factory. And it's do you remember? Do you remember, you son of a bitch? Jonathan Morris. Jonathan Morris. You remember that name. Where's your god now, fucker? Where's your god now? And you just see fire spitting and coming out around the edge.
You are next to act.
Okay, so I'm going to roll between 2 of the vats and catch him side profile and open up with an onslaught. I'm going to use 2 effort. 1 effort to reduce the difficulty, 1 effort for damage.
Yeah.
Not good. That's a 2.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna miss.
You had a pretty good run. You have nothing to feel bad about.
RNG swings, man. That's the way it goes.
Yep. All right. Then it is Michael.
All right. I'm not really sure what this guy is mad at. I mean, as far as I'm aware, he's not necessarily generally hostile. Just a little pissed off at the guy who screamed that he was an evil albino and tried to burn him to death right as soon as he woke up. So I don't necessarily have any problem with this guy yet. You said there were 2 other vats.
Three of them.
3 other vats.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious what's in these other vat things. I'm probably going to take this. I got no problem with that guy yet. I don't even know these people. So I have hover as an esoteric. So this way I can kind of not deal with, burning, stabby thing. and kind of hover my way over to the next vat and try to get a look to see if it looks any similar over there.
Yeah, there's another humanoid floating in it.
Looks kind of the same, or I can't really tell from here.
Can't really tell, yeah.
What the hell? This time, maybe I'll keep a little further from the edge this time. I'll probably pick him up and see if I can get a look at his face. Maybe not pull him all the way out, just enough to get his head out, let him catch his breath, and see how hostile he's going to be.
All right. Can you roll a d4?
D4? Oh. That can't be. A 1 can't be bad, right?
Okay, so you pull this thing out, and it is Richter. Literally the same person. You look exactly the same, wearing the same clothes. Everything about him is exactly the same.
Huh. Okay. That's interesting.
So Richter, you wake up coughing and spluttering because you've just been pulled out of a vat. This other thing that's in the room is not you.
You see me kind of waving my tentacles at you like, hey.
Last thing I know, I was drinking a really strong drink at the City of Bridges. What is this? Who are you?
Last thing I know, you were standing over there fighting that guy, and I kind of just look over it where you're over there fighting that guy.
So am I able to lift myself over the edge and peer?
Mm-hmm.
I vomit this goo out over the edge, and my eyes start to narrow. What kind of witchery? That's not me.
All right. So then it is Zach's turn.
Okay, so my guy's gonna see what's happening. Does he see Richter coming out of the vat too? So I got 2 Richters.
Give me a perception check. So just roll a d20, and if you're trained, then I don't think you are. But...
19.
Okay, yeah, you notice it.
Okay, so my guy notices it, and then he's like, all right, let's raise the stakes. I take out my bottle, and I make it taste like whiskey, and just take a huge gulp, and I'm going to use my shoulder-mounted projector at the albino thing. Go for it.
Yes.
What are you using it on?
Okay.
The albino fighter guy.
Okay. Just making sure.
Hopefully, that's what I'm going for. We'll see what happens.
Again, for the record, up a ladder, not line of sight.
Yeah.
Okay, just give me 1 sec to find this thing. Okay, here we go. So you point at him and you hit the trigger, and it sends out a series of rapid-fire encapsulated heat pellets. They burst into flame on contact, causing disintegration damage equal to the cipher level to all creatures within immediate range of the explosion. So go ahead and roll a d6.
D6. 2.
Okay. Immediate is right next to you, right? It's 5 feet, I think. So it would be the fake Richter and the albino.
I'm alright, dude. I'm winning.
Am I safe though? Because I'm behind 2 vats.
You're still in the
you're
vat.
right. Yeah.
Well,
no, the fake Richter is actually not that close to the albino.
There's one in the vat and there's one fighting. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So just the albino then is going to take.
Wait.
He's going to take quite a bit of damage from this thing. So he gets smashed with these pellets. And you see parts of him just begin to melt and rot away. He starts screaming. So then it's going to be his turn again, and you've definitely made him angry. So he is going to. All right, he's going to leap towards you, spinning in the air with his 2 swords, twirling. And he's going to make an attack against you. So I'm going to need you to make a speed defense, please.
Uh-oh. We got 5 Plus I'm trained in it, so
Okay,
6.
that's bad. So you're gonna you're gonna take 12 points of damage to your might pool, and I'm gonna need you to make
So,
a might
yeah.
defense
Okay.
as well.
Okay, so if I took 12 points, that would put me at -5.
Okay, so you take all of your might, and then you take the rest away from your speed.
Oh, I see. Okay, so we can get 0 might, and then 11 speed, and then now making a might defense.
Yeah, so it's gonna be one step more difficult. So just go ahead and roll.
17.
Okay, that's good. Not good enough, but still good. All right, so he basically spins through the air in this ridiculous sort of corkscrew attack, and the two swords slice into you. And immediately, like beyond the pain, you feel like a burning sensation, as if the swords are coated in some kind of poison, and it begins to sizzle and be very, very painful. So you'll take another 2 points of damage, and your the difficulty of speed task is reduced or increased by 1 step. So I'll remember that. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so I take 2 more from my speed.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, he was not a fan of that shoulder-mounted cannon. So the fake Richter will continue trying to blast the albino, and I'm going to say, since he's rolled nothing but 20 so far, he's going to hit him. And then we'll go to the real Richter.
All right. Is my guy like butt ass naked, or am I in clothing?
Everything you had on you, you still have on you.
All right. So I'm gonna jump out of the vat, and my initial intention is to go for fake Richter, my clone or whatever. I don't really know what he is at the moment. But then I see the albino, and my eyes go up in flame. And fire hits the ceiling, and fire hits the walls, and fire hits the back. And then I flash across the room and fucking come at him with an onslaught.
Serious deja vu here.
Yeah.
So this is I'm gonna use 2 effort. I'm gonna use both of them towards damage.
Okay.
14 on the dice.
Say 13?
14.
14. Okay. So it whiffed past him. He dodged out of the way. He's actually shockingly nimble.
I'm gonna use my experience point and re-roll.
Okay.
You're welcome.
It's gonna miss. It's worse.
Okay. Yeah, so as I said, shockingly nimble. Like the fire gets like right to him. He's engaged with Zach's character at the moment, and he just like boxer style steps back and it whiffs past his face. So then we're gonna go to Michael.
All right. So far, these VAT things have been really interesting, and so we're gonna sort of travel over to VAT number 3 and see what's behind here. And again, same thing, just to get the head out enough to kind of see what's going on, and if it gets bad, maybe shove him back down if something dangerous comes at me.
Okay. So roll me a d4.
Yep. This time it's a 3.
Okay, so you pull your own face out of the vat, and you basically start coughing and spluttering. You see you pulling you out of a vat with telekinesis.
I don't exactly see me. I see
a freaky mutant version of you, yeah.
There's a slight problem in the copy process, I think. Hi. Hi.
So the other you immediately turns hostile. So the fake you immediately turns hostile. Whatever mechanism was keeping them chill, as soon as you are back to consciousness, they become these kind of berserk things.
Oh, so I lost my cool mutations then. Oh well.
Well, actually, I mean, let's roll percentile. You might have them in the vat.
All right. I don't know if this is good or bad. I rolled 0.5.
Okay, I'm going to say you still have them. Low is usually good, so I'm going to say that's good.
All right, so
yeah, the you in the vat wakes up and suddenly you have an extra mouth and tentacles and stuff.
And I'm popping out of both mouths, and what the holy crap? Okay. So, what am I going or am I going? Like, what's?
I'm going to say that you can go.
My turn. So I
Yeah.
see evil twin me
Yeah.
staring over the thing. Suddenly looks very angry, very hostile. That's kind of what we're going with.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have anything that's useful here? Nothing really direct. I'm going to try to just onslaught him like straight in the face. Just kind of like a duh, like just blast him. So I will spend a level of effort. Do I still have the effect of that cipher with the extra temporary intellect edge? Or is that just the other way?
That would be the other guy because he took a pill.
Okay, so I don't have that, so I just want to take that into account as I do this. Alright, so, math. So 4 points between the onslaught and the effort, minus edge is 2 points. And we roll. And we roll an 18. Yeah, bitch!
Okay, so that is an extra 2 damage. So you'll do 6, I think, right?
Yeah, let me throw another level of effort behind that because I can. So let's make that 6, 7, 8, 9 damage to the face.
Okay. All right, I'm going to say you smack this guy with the telekinetic force, and he flies off the ladder, hits the ground. All right, very nice. Then, Zach, you're up. You've got this maniac spinning like a ridiculous combat guy who's just torn a hole out of your chest, and you're bleeding badly.
Okay, can I realize what's happening with the clones?
Oh yeah, for sure. You've seen him pull
Okay.
2 clones out.
Right, okay, so I'm gonna try to run over and pull myself out. Like, could I just dive in and try to get myself out of there?
Sure, yeah.
Assuming I'm in there. Okay, do you want me to roll for it, something?
No, you can just run and pull yourself, pull something out.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Or whatever's
Okay.
in there.
All right. Let's roll a d4.
D4. Yep. 1.
Okay, so you pull this weird Malox that you recognize from the beginning of the first room that you haven't seen since out. So you now wake up in this room coughing up goo, and the other you is nowhere to be seen.
Oh, wow.
What? I was just walking down a hall.
Nope, that wasn't you. So you basically come to and you're and some guy has just pulled you out of a vat.
Oh, dang.
Do I have any recollection of the stuff that I did prior?
No, it's basically like you've just woken up.
Son of a bitch. Just have to go fuck with the vats, man.
I can't believe you pulled all of the people out. After the first one was so bad. Like what?
Well, I have an excuse. I don't know what his problem is.
Actually, you can have an XP because you're playing your flaw like flawlessly. So you can
what?
have an XP for that.
Thank you, I think.
What the hell do I see going on around me?
All right, so you're pulled out of this vat. You see this dude pull you out, and he's got a kind of a wild look in his eye. And then you look around, and there's this terrifying albino, muscle-bound maniac just like slicing people with swords. There are 2 men covered in flames, throwing flames around the place. And there are 2 guys who look very similar, both with tentacle arms, one in a vat and one falling on the ground.
Well, surely the eye had a plan for me. That's why this happened. So, I guess rather unceremoniously, I'll kind of, flop out of this vat and stand. My robes clinging wonderfully to be covered in slime. And I'll try to assess the situation as quickly as possible and see what looks like the biggest threat at this time.
Yeah, it's 100% the albino. He's definitely the most powerful person in the room.
So, knowing that, coming forth from my sleeves is a handheld device, and I level it at him. And I pull the trigger.
Okay.
It's a handheld projector.
Okay, yeah, okay. Let me find that bad boy. Let's see here. A seriously large book with many, many things in it.
You probably should have wrote these down.
I did. I just got to find the description. Here we go. I got it. All right. All right. So you point this bad boy at him, and it explodes with foam. In an immediate area around him, it inflicts no damage but hardens immediately, filling the area with resilient spongy matter. All right. So, what's that? All right. So you point this thing at him, and it shoots a beam, and it hits him, and it just goes, and he's just encased mid-swing in this foam. Sort of spongy material.
Neat.
So I
stuck there.
twirl it around my finger and give a blow, the smoke wafting away, and then just toss it to the side like mic drop.
Okay, so then it's the albino's turn, and he, I guess, will try and break out of the foam. So it says you can make a might. But how do I don't roll dice. How does that work?
This is a situation where you do. It's like one of the
The
super
r-
rare
Just don't let Andrew-
situations.
I don't even have any dice.
Just don't let Andrew roll for the NPC.
just dice stream it, man.
Yep. Ah. All right. Oh, you need to roll a d6 for me, Heath. See what level this thing is. Okay, yeah, he's still stuck. He's trying to break out, but he's not able to. Luckily for you guys. All right. Fake Richter begins to fire in every direction. He's going to throw an onslaught at real Richter. So gives a speed defense.
All right. I'm going to use an effort to decrease it. I'm also trained in speed defense.
Okay.
It's not going to help. It's a 2.
Okay. All right. So you'll take 4 points.
Unfortunately for him, I take no damage because of my fire, because of my Shroud of Flame, which completely negates fire.
Okay. He should have known that, being a fire wielder, I guess, but he doesn't.
Yeah, he should have. He should have. He didn't think that one out.
No, he didn't. No. Okay. So, fake. Sorry, Michael. What's your character's name?
I gotta find the sheet. I got that in another tab. I called him Eonard.
Okay. So, fake Eonard is going to try and telekinetically dunk you back under the goop.
Well,
So,
crap.
I guess let's do a might defense.
All right. I will spend effort because this is probably not in my best interest. So, 3 points off of that. Flat. And we roll. And we roll a 7. Do I want to re-roll that? Probably.
In fairness, Lloyd, he would probably have attacked my intellect instead of doing a physical. So if you want to do like 2 points, the 2 point of intellect damage, that would probably be the onslaught he'd use.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, since I have 2 XP, I'll burn one of them. This is a one-shot.
Okay.
I'm not leveling up anytime soon. 10, marginally better. So
Okay.
level 4.
Yep, that's going to make it.
All right. That's
So
good.
he tries to push you down, and you're like holding on to the edge, and you're just about to be able to keep yourself up. All right, and fake Lou Raisa is doing something somewhere. Then it's going to be Richter, your turn.
Okay, well he's just frozen there in foam, right?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and use onslaught, and I'm going to use 2 effort to damage.
All right, I'm going to say it's a step easier because you can't move.
Yeah, let's see. 17.
Yeah.
You sick son of a bitch. That's 11 points of damage.
Ah,
All right, so he wreathed in flame. He lets out a sort of and
Burn, you son of a bitch. Burn! I'm gonna use your body as a candle at my father's vigil.
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
just shouting
you
shit
must
at
got
him.
some issues, man.
So you hear a no, not my favorite plaything, and the foam and the albino plop, are teleported away somewhere within the obelisk.
I call bullshit.
This has happened a few times. People have teleported randomly throughout the place.
Is there a game effect for calling bullshit? Is there like some kind of a roll you need to make, or
Yeah, you take 8
Wait,
mental
so
damage.
say it
is
against
the
bullshit?
albino gone or just the foam around it?
Both the foam and the albino are gone.
Oh, okay. Jeez. At least he's out of the way.
So now it's just us and our clones. Awkward.
Yeah.
Whoa,
I don't have a
My-
clone.
my clone's
Yeah.
not here though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, your
And
clone's
your clone has
party.
that tool as well.
Yeah, that's the first thing that came to my mind, and followed by like mental like swearing and gesturing.
All right, Leonard, it's your turn.
Okay, so first thing I want to do is get out of this vat. So probably not a very effective combat position, so I'll use far step to kind of
Sure.
jump my ass out of here to somewhere safe, out away, kind of maybe on the other side of where all this bad stuff's going down, so I can prepare myself.
Okay, no problem. Nice. Zach, what's your character's name, Zach?
Jack.
Jack. Okay. All right, it's your turn.
Is it my turn? Oh, okay. So, what would I do? My character's just gonna shout out to everyone. It's like, what? You didn't tell me you all were clones? What is this? And then I'm gonna take another drink of my bottle and just kind of, I don't know. I guess I'll throw a knife at Fake Richter.
Okay.
He's on the ladder, right?
Fake Richter is kind of floating between two of the vats in a flame.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll throw a knife at him. Or
Okay.
boomerang, sorry.
He's got 12 might, by the way. Big Richter.
So that's 14 plus my thrown weapons.
Yeah, so
Which is,
you've achieved a level 5. I feel that's fine. Yeah, that's a hit.
yeah. So I hit 14.
All right, so then
Did I
it's
hit?
going to do 5. I don't. That's really good focus that throws with precision. Okay, Lou.
So I'm going to use do I know these people? Like,
No.
since I was in this fucking vat, I don't even know these people.
No, like none of you. So, so Jack knows, or knows the clones. I guess he's talked to them previously. You guys have all basically just woken up, and you see this fucking chaos all over the place. You see your own reflections battling each other, and you, Lou, will wake up to see just a bunch of two sets of clones fighting each other.
Well, by process of elimination, I'm going to, see that the one flaming individual who is attacking the albino that I encase, and perhaps assume, for the time being, that he doesn't need dealt with, and direct my ire to his clone. Now, I want to use fetch, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But what I want to fetch is his skeleton, his skeletal anatomy out of his fucking body.
No.
It's an object. I can
No, it's
fetch an
not.
object. How is it not? An object is something tangible.
It's
I think
frankly
you have
not
to
happening.
see it.
You don't have to be able to see it. I know it's there. Not going to let me, huh?
It
No.
says you have to see it, actually. Choose one object that you can see that is
Oh,
within long range.
then I will use my foci power, if I must, which
You're not
gives
taking the
me...
skeleton. It's not happening. Like, I appreciate your tenacity in this approach. It's not happening. Like,
What about just his head?
not an object.
I mean, all right. I mean, by definition, it is, but I'll just go with it.
I appreciate where your head's at. I think you're thinking on your feet. I like it.
For the
But an
record, I
object to
love
me
the
is like an
idea.
item that you can take.
I love the idea of a character concept that's built around just pulling the skulls out of people's bodies.
Yeah.
All right, man. Whatever. You're being a fun sucker. Well, shit. What else is in the room other than just the vats?
That's it.
That's it. All right. I will. Yeah, I'm just going to use one of these Numenera. What one though? Nanites. I'm going to use the nanites, the jar full with nanites, and seems as good of idea as any. And I will hurl it at him.
At the Richter?
Or perhaps break it at my feet. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it like kind of in between, you know, the two Richters. Let fate decide. The eye knows what to do.
Okay, so you throw this thing that smashes in the ground, and it makes a sort of dust, glittery dust, and in the dust you see three people get teleported in here, and they kind of hesitantly like look in one of the vats, and they pull a guy out, and he's this big albino guy, and they get into a fight, and then they look around and they pull other people out, and then they get in fights, and then you see somebody who looks like you throw a thing on the ground.
What's
was
happening?
So it gives you an overview of what happened for the last 10 minutes.
Oh. Okay, well that's me then.
Nailed it! Alright, so then it'll be the albino who is not here, and then it'll be Richter.
Okay, and it's real Richter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I see the history play back in the silver mist, and instantly I understand. And I give my clone a glance and say, "There can be only one." And I pull up my hands and I start circling around him slowly. And then I'll go ahead and just throw onslaught at him. But instead of doing a normal onslaught, I'm going to throw the mental onslaught.
Okay.
This is a battle of wizards. We attack the minds.
Yep.
Alright. I'm going to, I'll use both of my effort to lower it. I'm all in. Crit! Bam!
Nice.
This dice,
Very
man,
nice.
I'm bronzing it. I'm bronzing this dice.
Alright, so then you got like a major effect, or 4 extra damage.
Okay, he had used, when I was playing Fake Richter, he had used his intelligence all the way down to 1, and I just mental struck him. So I want my major effect to be madness that makes him try to devour the room in flame.
Alright.
No,
I'm
that
game.
sounds bad.
Alright, so you smash him, and he starts like summoning this big ball of fire. Then it will be the fake guy's turns. So fake Eonard is going to try and telekinetically smash the real Eonard. So I'm going to need you to make a speed defense to jump out of the way of the onslaught.
Okay. I am trained in speed defense as part of impulsive, I think. And just because we're special, I'm going to put a level of effort into it too. So we're adding 2 levels on top of a roll of 4. Got a lot of 4s tonight. So hit level 3. It's probably not good enough.
Yeah, that's not good enough. So you'll take 4 points of physical damage. He smashes you with the telekinetic force, and then the fake Richter starts summoning this ball of fire, as if he's doing an onslaught, but it just begins to grow and grow bigger and grow bigger, and it starts to get out of his control, and then he explodes. Massive explosion. His body smashes in flame, wreathing the whole place in flame. Everything, the vats explode, put the goo all over the place. It sizzles with fire. The whole place is just totally in flame. So I'm going to need everybody to make a speed defense roll.
Could I dive for some goo? It seems like the wisest course of action here.
If you succeed in your speed defense roll, then yes.
Okay.
I am
already
actually immune to fire, so I'm just going to stand there.
Yeah,
And I'm actually, yeah. Woo. Exactly. So I'm just gonna go on and take another sip of my drink.
All right, so I have training in speed defense. Additionally, I have training in speed-related actions that are not combat-related. I assume this isn't combat-related.
This is 100% combat related. It's a speed defense roll.
How is it combat-related? Like, I'm not fighting this guy.
You only do a speed defense roll in combat.
You are a tenacious one, sir. I admire you for it.
Appreciate your tenacity here, but make the fucking speed defense roll.
I'll apply effort too, I suppose.
What's
Not combat related.
this bullshit? You applying effort after you roll, Heath? Is that how we do it now?
I was gonna do it anyways, but
Well, you rolled the dice first.
I mean,
Yeah,
if I recall, it happened earlier. I won't say any names, Michael, but
Yeah, but I didn't notice it then.
well, but you notice. But now that I'm doing it, you're fucking.
Well, I mean, Andrew shouted about it. So
If for nothing else, Heath needs to be hit by this fire for trying to fucking screw your game over a barrel.
Okay, Michael, what did you get on your speed defense roll?
I haven't rolled yet because I wanted to assess my. I wanted to ask because I've already stopped and dropped thanks to my clone. Does that give me any kind of an asset towards this roll?
Oh, you're on the ground, right? Sure.
Okay.
Well,
All right. So I'm trained. What? I'm trained in speed defense.
make sure to apply effort before you roll the dice. You know, just so they don't
Oh,
get
yeah.
all in a tizzy.
Oh, I'm going to. Trust me. I don't. Exploding is not on my list of to do today. So, asset trained, and I'm going to spend 2 levels of effort because I've been rolling a lot of 4s today.
Okay.
So let me take these points off first. It's 5 points off. At least I'm losing pools kind of evenly. That's nice. And we roll a. Ugh. All right, I rolled a 2, which means thankfully I had all those bonuses, so that's a level 4 success.
Okay. All right. So that's not going to do it.
No, I didn't think so.
So
I could reroll.
let's say you both take 10 points of damage.
I'm gonna reroll that. I got an
Okay.
XP because that's bad for Mike. And we reroll an 8, marginally better. 2, 3, 4, 5, level 6 this time.
Yeah. Okay, that'll do it. So you manage to you just look around and you fucking jump behind one of the vats into the goo. Yeah. So Heath, you're gonna take 10 points fire damage. The room is totally aflame. The fake Eonard takes 10 points of fire damage and is pretty much incinerated by it.
I happen to have a
so
pretty much dead on.
does my armor do anything?
No.
What about telekinetic armor?
Do you have telekinetic armor?
I do.
I don't even know what that is. You're taking 10.
It's magical armor from the nano power ward in my third fucking eye. Also gives me the same thing. Nothing.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I bet that amount of heat shuts down his brain because it's mechanic.
No,
It's like overheating processor, right? It probably just shuts him down.
If the eye was open, the heat goes directly into his brain because there was nothing protecting it at that point.
It's not, the technology is not like that in theory. We're 9 billion years in the future, people.
You'll take 9 points of fire damage. And there are no more foes to conquer in this room.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a recovery roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very much so.
And I'd like to propose that everyone knows Richter is responsible for that explosion through his own decision.
All right, so you are reunited at least.
Is it safe to assume that I have 10 minutes for my 10-minute recovery roll?
I reckon so.
Yep, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I think we all are. We kind of need a map here.
I was at 1 intelligence too, so I need it. What I thought might happen is it like pushes me over, and then I explode the same way my clone did. But luckily, that didn't happen.
So how does the recovery roll work?
So you get to roll a d6, and you add 2 to it because you're tier 2, and you get that many points to put back in your rolls.
Yay!
Alrighty, so you take a little while to rest, and there is but one door leading from this place.
Well, I mean, one door makes the choice easy.
Alright.
I'm going. Yeah, I'm going. Screw it.
Just do it.
I don't know these guys.
Yeah.
I don't know that much.
So you walk on for
Yeah.
a bit, you come into a room, and there is another vat. This one much bigger. It goes floor to ceiling, and it's filled with a green translucent liquid. And inside there is a female woman, female woman, obviously. And she's got all these Numenera like studded in her body all over the place, like kind of like sort of crystalline sort of thing studding her skin.
I take one.
So she's in a tube.
Fetch!
I put on my pair of goggles.
Okay. The goggles. Oh yeah. Okay. Let me see.
Wait, can I just fetch her out of the vat?
Has to fit into a 5-foot cube.
If I were to get a 5-foot cube, you don't think you could scrunch down into a 5-foot by 5-foot by 5-foot cube?
You are
I
trying
don't
so
think it's
hard, and
not.
that's adorable.
That's a pretty big cube, my friend.
This is the problem, Heath. You're objectifying women. I'm making a video on YouTube. I'm using this clip. You're done, Heath. You're done.
She is not an object. She's a person, Heath.
Oh my god. That's just a label for an object.
You heard it here first. Woman is object. You want to make her.
The goggles, when you put them on, they let you see, basically give you infravision, so you can see heat.
Cool.
Yeah, the woman is not saying anything or responding to you. She seemingly is just floating in stasis.
Well,
What's,
since I
go ahead. I was going to ask what I see with my vision as well, if anything.
Nothing unusual.
Okay.
I was about to say, since I have no memory or experience of pulling things out of vats with terrible consequences, I'm probably going to start trying to raise her out of the vat and,
So
see if I can-
it's floor to ceiling, and there's no way in, seemingly.
I thought there was. All right, never mind.
Also, you did see that recap that happened, so I feel like you'd have some sense.
Did I?
I see him.
Goodbye.
I see him looking at trying to get on the vat, and there's no ladder or anything. So I pull out my chain whip and say, "This will get her out." I'm gonna smack the glass case with
Wow.
the chain whip.
Okay,
We haven't even
go ahead
looked
and give me a
around the
roll.
room yet.
I can scan it. I have the scan esoteric. I can just try to see what it does.
14.
All right, so you hit the glass. It doesn't shatter. It leaves a sort of crack, but it doesn't shatter.
I'm going to give it a. I'm going to give it a scan and see if I can figure out exactly what it is we're looking at.
Okay. So the tube is level 8, which is quite powerful. And the woman inside seems to be, or it seems to give off a strong sort of psychic feeling.
Oh. I couldn't possibly do that.
Can I fetch one of these Numenera devices out of her?
You could try.
Sure.
You need to do a roll.
Wouldn't that be through the glass tube, though?
What would the roll be for? So I know if I can apply anything.
I'd say intellect, probably.
Okay.
Since it's like an esoteric.
Yeah. So I'll apply 2 levels of effort.
Mhm.
There you go.
All right, no, you're not able to. You can try, but it seems like the tube is stopping you.
Is there another door in here?
There's 2.
Oh, there's 2 doors?
Yeah.
You could just
Can I
keep
just
pounding
roll?
on the glass till she falls out.
That might flood the room. I mean, as much as I love swimming in goop, I'd rather not even help it. Can I just roll a perception, like look around the room, see if there's anything else of note? Or is there anything else of note?
Look around the room. There's kind of like I should have mentioned this. There's like a computer sort of control panel thing.
Oh, so you guys, come on, you didn't even notice the computer control panel?
Yeah, you were too enraptured by the woman.
Okay, can I walk over to it and like inspect it? I have machine something. What? Machine hacking.
There you go.
Can I do something with that?
Yep. Go ahead and give me an intellect roll.
Okay. 10. And would machine hacking give me a bonus to that or what?
It would, yeah. So that'll be a 12. Okay, yeah. So you're kind of jacking in, I guess, and you figure like if you press certain combination of buttons, you like hit enter, and the woman's eyes open.
All right.
So she doesn't seem at all alarmed or anything, and she says to you, "The obelisk is still waiting."
The obelisk. Does anyone know what the obelisk is? I don't know what an obelisk is.
She
No?
talking
Okay.
to him or addressing the room?
The room, you all hear it. It's telepathic, but you all hear it.
Obelisk, one of those floating tower things?
That is what an obelisk is.
That's what we're in?
That is correct.
She said the obelisk is waiting. Can I try to think to her, like, where is this obelisk, or why is it waiting? Do we have a two-way connection, or is it a one-way thing?
You would not understand. You
I wouldn't
are ill.
I'm ill. Oh, with the disease. Okay, got it. How does it affect my thinking? Okay. Does anybody else want to talk to her? I've got nothing.
What the obelisk is waiting? She said.
She did, yeah.
That's my question. Is what is it waiting for?
You wouldn't understand.
Okay. Do you know anything about this disease that we're stricken with?
It will be fatal.
Do you know how we can cure it?
Yes.
Will you tell us how to cure it?
Yes.
Tell us how to cure it.
You must find the looking glass.
Where is
in
the
the large chamber near the bottom of the obelisk. When you get there, you will need to say a phrase.
Say a phrase. What phrase do we need to say?
Sorry. You will need to say. What the hell is it?
Clatu verata.
Open
You
sesame.
need to say Aforeste Delipsi Mo.
Aphoreps to this day, no?
Aforeste Delipsi Mo.
What's the quickest way to get there?
Head down.
There's no obvious down from this room, right?
No.
No, of course not. No. Which way is that? I kind of use tentacles to point to the various doors.
The opposite of up.
Teleport us there.
I do not have control of the looking glass. I cannot do that.
What can you do?
I am waiting.
List functions.
I am not a robot.
Well, then you won't mind if I start messing around with this control panel, and I walk over there and start randomly hitting buttons.
Hey, who's the impulsive one here?
Whoa, 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 whoa! You don't know what you're doing. Let the person who actually understands machinery do
Hey,
this.
hey, don't worry about it. I just start hitting buttons.
No.
All right. Roll me a percentile.
Oh, jeez.
71.
Okay, that's bad. Let me check.
Of course, it's bad.
I can read it like a book. I knew this would happen, so I have a list prepared. Okay, so one of the Numenera devices in her shoulder begins to beep. Beep, 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 beep. That was unwise, she says.
Oh, well, robots beep. You sure you're not a robot?
I am certain.
I hit another button.
What are you, from the Middle Ages? Oh my gosh.
All right, let's do another roll.
No.
All right. 95.
Okay, so all of the devices on her begin to be beep beep bleep 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 bleep. And she says, "This is not the time. You should have waited."
What is that, binary? That's an old machine language. Are you an old robot?
There's a massive explosion.
I didn't get a chance to actually say I was backing out of the room, but yeah.
So, you guys all die. I mean, that's what happened. There's an enormous explosion, big enough to tear apart the obelisk. And if you were outside the obelisk, you would see what looks like a mushroom cloud explosion. This thing just goes supernova, way up into the air, huge mushroom cloud, destroys all of the land around it, just absolutely ruins the place.
But I'm trained in speed defense.
All right, make a speed defense roll.
Sure.
I'm
If I roll a 20,
immune to
for the record, I expect to get out of this.
Your finger might.
I'm immune to fire. What does that do for me?
You might live through some of it.
I only rolled a 17.
Hey, with the
Okay.
way I'm rolling, say let's roll each individual part of the explosion.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll, Andrew, and if you roll high, you might live.
Oh man, this is the legend. Nope, I didn't roll high.
Okay. So effectively, I mean, you're not instantly dead. You're going to take 20 points of damage each. but the obelisk begins to crack and fall basically, and it's been floating about 100 feet off the ground, and it kind of collapses into the ground. And with all of that stuff, I reckon you're not going to make it out. So that's
Ooh,
going to be.
I don't know, man. I've got a tiny worm covered in sharp hairs, and I inject it into my ear.
I have.
Okay.
No, actually, I do want to try something.
Sure.
I've not discussed this yet. It wipes out my might and it wipes out my speed. I have a stick that can summon an ultra-terrestrial being.
Oh baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
let the
eat my
genie out of the
pill.
bottle. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen with this thing. I'm assuming I don't have much control over what comes out, but let's make it fun. I'm down 2 pools, and
Kill an innocent alien too while we're at it. Why not?
yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna. While less glorious, I'm gonna eat my pill.
Okay.
This is a Hail Mary thing. No, I have 0 might, 0 speed, and I'm down 2 points on the intellect. All I have is my mind at this point. But I can
All right.
hover, and I've got an alien in a bottle. So this is what I want to do.
All right. So you look at the cylinder and you see this sort of inky black creature. It actually looks like somebody spilled ink into a cup of water and it's floating. So you want to summon it? Okay.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that or just die, so yeah, sure.
All right. So it appears, and it's like I said, it's like as if you had a cup of water and you just dropped a bit of ink in it and it's just floating there. I mean, it doesn't have any eyes or anything. It's impossible to figure out what it's doing. But you get a message of what? As like things are collapsing around you.
I just kind of think right at it. Get me out of here.
Yes.
And me.
Yeah, Mel, maybe. If it's convenient. Come back.
So let's see. Yeah, I mean that's like within its power.
Aha!
No way.
Let's roll a dice and see what happens.
Yes! That's what I like to hear. All right. What am I rolling? Just D20?
Yeah.
All right. What does a 12 get me?
All right. So I literally went into the the bestiary and typed in ultra-terrestrial and hit enter twice. And this is what came up. It's a Kyprus, or the Kyprus, and it exists in all places and all times, seemingly at the same time. And it's going to bring you to another place that it is.
All right.
The other guys are probably in more trouble. The collapsing building is very difficult to deal with. But I guess like the ceiling hasn't collapsed or anything like that. But the explosion was big, so it'll be 20 points of damage.
How much is that? Is
invisible
like
to fire too, aren't
only from me though. You're only immune
Oh.
to my fire. How much of it is fire damage though?
That's a good question. I'm going to say that it is fire damage.
All right, so it doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah, but the exploding building is an issue.
Wait. He caused the explosion, so I should be immune to the explosion that he caused, right?
Like I like the Heath style arguing, but
A lot of creative thinking.
No, okay.
he didn't make the fire literally. You know?
Okay, I had to try.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
what does my tiny worm do? I stick it in my ear.
Okay, let's find out. What we got?
And don't forget about my pill too while you're
Yep.
at it.
Yeah, let's all get drunk.
But you place it on your face, and it crawls up the side of your face and enters your ear canal. For the next 28 hours, you can understand any language you hear, and have an asset for any task that involves hearing.
Well, that's good.
Nice.
You can really hear the explosion and the rumbling destruction of the building.
And understand the foul language everybody's cursing, no matter what that come from.
Alright, so can I shoot off my wrist-mounted projector?
You
I mean,
know,
why the hell not?
it's really unfortunate that my ear thing didn't go first, even though I said it first, because then I could have talked to the extraterrestrial being. Just saying.
That's
Just
true.
saying.
Yeah, that is true. But it was talking specifically to Eonard because he had summoned it.
So it wouldn't have even been able to hear me.
That's a good question. I mean, I mean, the entry for the I wasn't expecting this. So the entry for this thing says it's the Kuipers and it exists in all places, kind of. So it probably can still hear you, realistically.
Hey, get your own Deus Ex Machina. This is mine.
uh, your pill.
I'm gonna
Let me check.
ask it to get me out of there also, using my ability to understand all language.
Okay, give me 1 second. All right, Heath, you take the pill.
Oh yeah, man. Bottoms up. Last supper.
All right. So it's keyed to the heartbeat of the user. If you die, it explodes, inflicting damage equal to the cipher level to all within immediate range.
Just in case anybody's about to make it out alive.
Yeah, right.
Is
Okay,
there?
so this Kuipers thing says, "Why would I save you?"
Why wouldn't
Because
you say? Oh,
I'll
you
reveal
haven't
to you
yet.
the secret of the Halo of Fire.
Let's do a convincing test.
Wouldn't it be like reasonable that if it exists everywhere all the time, like it already just knows?
Now you're
Yeah,
trying
I
to
mean,
use your
no.
logic for evil? Is that what this is?
Because
Yeah.
that creates paradox though. Because then it would exist where nothing could exist. Because it can exist anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it does.
Is this a time for a
Actually, the
philosophical
point
debate?
of the paradox, Heath, is to show that's not what it does. That's called logic.
No. That's what it does.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna use. Oh nope, it's just a 9.
Okay, so it says, perhaps you could provide me with some strange, maybe exotic, alchemical reagents. That I would find interesting. Do you have such?
The make of the halo is from a dimension that's infinitely small. It was given to me by an extra dimensional being. Maybe that's alchemical.
Worth a try. Blink.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
So screw us over and then blink out of existence, piggybacking on another guy's
So-
extraterrestrial alien.
Can I just,
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Pete, do you have any other plan?
Yeah, can
you
I
guys
just-
could try to talk to it, but I mean, you don't have one of those ear thingies, so I'm sorry.
can I just upload my conscience into this other mechanical brain or something elsewhere, or in some device that's not here in the vicinity of death and destruction?
Are you telling me you don't already have a backup? Is that
Well,
what you're trying to say?
it would stand to reason that I do, but I mean, I apparently I can't fetch a skeleton. So
Is this a Moloch thing?
yes,
And
it doesn't necessarily specify that they can, but it doesn't say that they can't. Their consciousness is basically in a mechanical brain. So in theory, I should be able to upload it as a failsafe somewhere else, perhaps a backup.
you could probably put it in a cipher.
Yeah, that'll work until I can just network hop to something else.
Put it in the exploding one.
No,
What's going to happen here is when you die, your body's going to explode.
right.
Yeah.
I'm not putting it in that. I'll go. I'll go. Eventually, seize me a artificial body or something and make a new fleshosphere.
You know what? It's probably likely that the ciphers would blow up too in the explosion.
I'm not trying
We
to
learn
do
by
it
doing. Come on, let him
in
try.
this. I explicitly stated somewhere far away.
um, sure. Let's do an intellect roll.
Um, okay, I'll apply effort, I
Sure,
guess,
do it.
and I don't know if there's anything else applicable for this.
We're dealing with vague stuff here, so just we'll figure it out.
There you go.
So you upload your consciousness into the projector that Jack is holding, and then your body explodes.
That who's holding?
Jack.
Wait, what did he upload it into?
He uploaded his consciousness into the projector you're holding that you're about to.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, okay.
What happens? Okay, so you need to roll a d6 for me, Heath.
There you go.
Okay, so Jack, you're still in the room. You're going to take another 7 points of damage.
If I can, okay. Does it start coming out of my intellect now?
Mhm.
Okay. Alright. I'm still alive.
You have this wrist projector. What's the plan with that? You said you want to go shoot it.
You know, I'm gonna shoot it, and I'm gonna shoot it at my feet. And we'll
Okay.
just see what happens.
All right.
Maybe it'll open a portal, I don't know. Do I just roll?
Sounds good to me. No, I'll tell you what it does now.
Oh,
It is. So it creates a wall of extreme heat up to 30 feet by 30 feet by 1 foot that inflicts damage equal to the cipher level on anything that passes through it.
oh,
So you basically
that
summon a
helps.
wall of fire at your feet. Summon a wall of fire at your feet. The cipher melts, and you are going to take roll a d6.
It's not going well for me, guys. Alright, 3.
All right, you're going to take 6 points of damage.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that knocks me out of the game. As if the falling building around me doesn't.
Yeah. So eventually the obelisk collapses. And people from all around will comment on the weirdness of that fact that it's been there for literally as long as anyone can remember, and now it has collapsed and exploded. So Richter and Leonard are in separate places talking to the same entity. So you guys have gotten away, but the other two are very much dead. And that is not how I expected this one shot to go. But you had to go press all the buttons, so that's what happens, I guess. So thank you guys for playing. It was actually really fun. I had a good time. Thank you to Zach and to Mike and to Heath Gaming in Gotham and to Andrew SR2 Joker, and I'm your LDM, and that's all the plugs, and thanks for watching.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
I'm not putting it in that. I'll go. I'll go. Eventually seize me a artificial body or something and make a new fleshosphere.
You know what? It's probably likely that the ciphers would blow up too in the explosion.
I'm not trying
We
to
learn
do
by
it
doing. Come on, let him try.
in this. I explicitly stated somewhere far away.
Sure, let's do an intellect roll.
Okay, I'll apply effort, I guess.
Sure, do it.
And I don't know if there's anything else applicable for this.
We're dealing with vague stuff here, so just we'll figure it out.
There you go.
So you upload your consciousness into the projector that Jack is holding, and then your body explodes.
Who's holding?
Jack.
Wait, what did he upload it into?
He uploaded his consciousness into the projector you're holding that you're about to.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, okay.
What happens? Okay, so you need to roll a d6 for me, Heath.
There you go.
Okay, so Jack, you're still in the room. You're going to take another 7 points of damage.
If I can, okay. Does it start coming out of my intellect now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright. I'm still alive.
You have this wrist projector. What's the plan with that? You said you want to go shoot it.
You know, I'm gonna shoot it, and I'm gonna shoot it at my feet. And I'm gonna just see what happens.
Alright.
Maybe it'll open a portal, I don't know. Do I just roll?
Sounds good to me. No, I'll tell you what it does now. It is... so it creates a wall of extreme heat up to 30 feet by 30 feet by 1 foot that inflicts damage equal to the cipher level on anything that passes through it.
Oh,
so you basically summon a wall of fire at your feet. Summon a wall of fire at your feet. The cipher melts, and you are going to take roll a d6.
It's not going well for me, guys. I have 3.
Alright, you're going to take 6 points of damage.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that knocks me out of the game. As if the falling building around me doesn't.
Yeah. So eventually the obelisk collapses. And people from all around will comment on the weirdness of that fact that it's been there for literally as long as anyone can remember. And now it has collapsed and exploded. So Richter and Leonard are in separate places talking to the same entity. So you guys have gotten away, but the other two are very much dead. And that is not how I expected this one shot to go. But you had to go press all the buttons, so that's what happens, I guess. So thank you guys for playing. It was actually really fun. I had a good time. Thank you to Zach and to Mike and to Heath Gaming in Gotham and to Andrew SR2 Joker, and I'm your LDM, and that's all the plugs, and thanks for watching.